"Oh, Lisa, there's helicopters outside the house, and they're saying you married Michael Jackson." And I go, I was just quiet. And she goes, "You didn't." She goes, "You didn't." And I go, "Yeah, I did."
I'm reading, you know, there's a lot of people on that video I made a couple of days ago about Lisa's autopsy being released. A lot of them are happy, like, thanks for clearing this up, because people are saying, you know, that she died like her dad and this and that. And I actually personally didn't read those comments. I read a lot of those comments that you guys left me on my YouTube video about it. But I didn't read a lot of negative comments like, oh, that was just like Elvis, because it had nothing to do. It was nothing like Elvis. So so this is from the medical examiner's office. They ruled that Lisa died of natural causes and that the cardiac arrest was caused by a small bowel obstruction. And they're like, yeah, Elvis had bowel problems, so this is just like Elvis. Oh, poor Lisa. But I'm like, what the heck? This is not like Elvis at all. Okay, I'm gonna go on. It says, this occurs when the small intestine is blocked, sometimes as a result of colon cancer, medication or adhesions, scar tissue, and that has formed from surgeries. Some conditions that inflame intestines can also lead to small bowel obstructions. And it's so crazy. I can't, like, she died of something that she didn't have to die of. Well, I think you know, the people who are saying it was just like Elvis, because she had stomach problems, Elvis had stomach problems. They both had some inherited stomach problems like constipation and that. But the only way that this is somewhat similar is because I believe they both suffered severe constipation because they both abused opioids. Now, it is medical knowledge that if you abuse this, it can result in constipation. Elvis had a twisted colon, which led, as well as other things, to him retaining a lot of water. See, what Elvis got bigger, but I remember, but Elvis wasn't really just fat. Like, he was overweight, but he may not have been too much more overweight as far as fat than he was in like Clambake, for instance, or even maybe Follow That Dream. Elvis was retaining a lot of water because he had a lot of health issues, which I believe for the most part were caused and also exaggerated by the pills that he was taking. So let me read this about opioids, what they can do to your digestive system. Pain medications called opioids such as morphine, oxycodone, Tylenol 3, which were found in Lisa's system, but in therapeutic doses because she was complaining of pain in her stomach, but she didn't know it was from a bowel blockage. It says these opioids slow down the movement of stool through your bowel and intestines. This gives your bowel more time to take water out of your stool, making it hard, dry, and difficult to pass. And so, yeah, that problem that she had, the complication that she had from her bariatric surgery to lose weight, could have been aggravated by her opioid abuse over the years, which could have slowed down and maybe helped the bowel blockage, but it was scar tissue. So the only similarities between her and Elvis, like at Elvis's autopsy, his intestines, there was like clay-like matter in there because his bowel slowed down so much from opioid abuse, because it says there that it causes severe constipation. For somebody who already had some problems with that, Elvis, that totally messed it up. And Elvis didn't get into the downers, the pain meds, until like 72. He would always use like speed and stuff. He didn't get into the downers, which slowed down his digestive system, until like 72, 73, and then that's when you see his stomach getting wider and wider. So there is no similarities in the death. There is some similarities that they both had bowel blockage because of opioids, but it just so happened that the doctors say that her cause of death was because of a blockage, which was from a prior surgery to lose weight. So there is no difference. Lisa didn't have to die young, and that's unfortunate. But let's notice how different their lives were, really. So that's something I wanted to talk about. Yeah. Really quick, from Kathy's book, she says that as far as Elvis's weight, he wasn't that fat, he was just bloated. She said she saw Elvis naked, and this was like 74, 75. His legs were skinny, his arms were skinny, but he just had a big stomach like a watermelon, and that's because the problems that he was having with his digestive system. Not a lot actually, but some people are like, oh yeah, well that's just because he just had inherited problems, and that's just what happened. But like, guys, that is a good indication of opioid abuse. Okay, the downers, him slurring his speech on stage in the November 1972 press conference because he was taking so many downers, and that was slowing him up and stopping him up. That also happened with Lisa. Lisa overcame that because it says the last few years that she actually overcame, you know, those type of issues as far as the pill addiction, and oxycodone was in her system, but it was only therapeutic levels. So this definitely could have been prevented, in my opinion. The only similarities is that they both abused opioids, and it messed up their digestion. But you know, if Lisa wouldn't have had that surgery, who knows? She probably wouldn't even have been. She wouldn't even have died. But you know, she was complaining of severe pain in her stomach that morning. If she would have went to the doctor, they probably could have helped her out. But that's just clearing up a few things. Tell me in the comments, you know, in the live chat, if you guys like these type of videos. I'll do more with other subjects and topics. I enjoyed it. This one's about an hour long now. Talk to you guys next time. Hit the like button, helps grow and expand the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, and check the description of this video for links to my other channels, including Patreon. Talk to you guys next time. And those are my opinion on what went on with Elvis and Lisa. There's some similarities, but they died of totally different causes. I think Elvis died of a codeine overdose. You can't deny that the autopsy report, I think it showed 14 different drugs. 10 were above therapeutic. Codeine was 10 times the therapeutic dose. And Elvis was allergic to that as well. I think that he died of a codeine overdose, because Linda Thompson and one of his nurses says that he actually had a codeine allergy. And I think he took that by mistake that night, because if he knew he had an allergy, why would he take 10 times the therapeutic in his system? And that's what was found. I think he took it by mistake. In the book, The Death of Elvis, that's their theory. And I found actually a link on Amazon where you can buy it cheap, only $30 for the book, and it's usually marked up really high because it's in limited quantities now. But I'll leave that in the description too, so buy that at your own discretion. You know, make sure you get the right price, that whole thing, because I think it's a pretty solid link, but you know, who knows. But it is off Amazon, so I'll put that in there too. Other people, their theory is like the Valsalva maneuver, where because he was constipated from the opioids, he was pushing so hard it messes up the blood pressure, and others think he died of cardiac arrest from that. And then other people believe, a small portion of people believe that he was just supposed to die early because he was inbred, and that's just the things that happened, and he just had so many malfunctions. And all those pills he was taking, you know, maybe he took a little too much, got out of control, that kind of thing. But, you know, he was just doing that to medicate, and nobody knew, you know, his inner circle, nobody knew that he was dealing with that because he was just so private. But we know now. That's a theory. I don't buy that theory. I stick with the death of Elvis and all the pills he took. You can't tell me that if Elvis wouldn't have taken all those pills, which were mostly for recreation, that he wouldn't have lived a long life. Because even the 73 press conference, I'm not saying Elvis didn't have any genetic conditions. You know, he had insomnia. He had to take sleep meds for that. He had glaucoma, a few things, but nothing ailed him until he started taking heavy meds post 72 that got out of control, messed up his internal organs, his digestion. He started to gain water in his hands. It affected his heart. Kathy Westmoreland said also that she believes a lot of the reasons why Elvis's family died young, or some members did, not all did. Some died younger is because they were so poor, they ate such an unhealthy diet because they couldn't afford anything better. So there's a lot of good things in that book. Those are some of the points in it. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and talk to me in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe. Talk to you next time.